History and Discovery of Hantavirus. The Invisible Enemy. Introduction. Hello, friends. I want to tell you a story today. But before I start, I want to ask you something very important. Have you ever felt sick and didn't know why? Have you ever been scared because you couldn't see the danger? Have you ever wondered what the smallest things in nature could do to hurt us? If yes, then this story is for you. Today, I am going to tell you a true story. It is a story about invisible danger. It is a story about brave people who became heroes. It is a story that happened in real life, and it changed how we understand our world forever. But here is why you must listen to this story. First, you are living in a world where diseases are real. You have already lived through COVID-19, right? You have seen how a small virus can change the whole world. Second, this story teaches you something important. Small things can be very dangerous. Third, this story shows you that ordinary people, like you and me, can be heroes when we work together and never give up. The story I am going to tell you is about something called the Hantavirus. You may not know this name. You may not know this virus. But this virus is real, it is dangerous, and it is still in the world today. Even right now, in 2026, people are getting this disease. So sit down, relax, and let me take you on a journey. A journey full of mystery, danger, courage, and hope. A journey that will teach you how to live better and understand our world better. Are you ready? Let's go. Part 1. The Mystery in the Korean Mountains. Let me take you back in time. It is the year 1950. There is a war in Korea. Thousands of soldiers are fighting. They are sleeping in cold mountains. They are living in small shelters near forests and rivers. But something very bad is happening. Soldiers are getting extremely sick. They have very high fevers. They are bleeding inside their bodies. Their kidneys stop working. Many soldiers die. When the war ends 3 years later, about 3,000 soldiers have this mystery disease. The doctors don't know what is happening. They look at the blood. They look at the body. They find nothing. What is this disease? They ask. We have never seen it before. It looks like the disease is invisible. People called it Korean hemorrhagic fever. It was a nightmare. Soldiers were so scared. Some were more afraid of this disease than of the war itself. After the war, soldiers went home. But local Korean people, farmers, families, children, they were getting sick too. Now it was not just soldiers. It was everyone. For many years, this remained a complete mystery. Scientists didn't know what caused it. Doctors didn't know how to treat it. The disease was like a ghost. You couldn't see it, you couldn't catch it, but it was killing people. Part 2. The Detective Work. Now, imagine it is 1976. A clever scientist named Dr. Ho Wong Lee is working in a laboratory in South Korea. He has an idea. He thinks, maybe this disease comes from small animals. Maybe mice or rats are carrying this invisible virus. This is a very smart idea, but how can he prove it? How can he find something so small that nobody can see it? Dr. Lee works very hard. He goes to the mountains. He catches striped field mice, small wild mice that live near the Handan River. He brings them to his laboratory. He is very careful because he doesn't know if these mice are dangerous. Then he does something very clever. He takes blood from old soldiers who survived the disease 20 years ago. He mixes this blood with liquid from the mice. Then he waits. And something amazing happens. The soldier's blood reacts to the mouse liquid. This means one thing. The invisible virus that killed soldiers is living inside these mice. The mystery is getting solved. Mice are carrying the virus. But the virus itself is still invisible. Dr. Lee works day and night. He studies the virus. He looks at it under special microscopes. 2 years later, in 1978, he finally isolates the virus. He can actually see it. He can study it. He can understand it. In 1980, they officially name it Hantavirus after the Handan River where soldiers got sick. But here is the most amazing part. In 1989, Dr. Lee creates a way to test for this disease in blood. Then in 1990, he creates a vaccine. This man discovered the virus, found how to test for it, and made a vaccine, all by himself. He became a true hero. Part 3, the new discovery in America. Now our story moves to America. It is 1993. In the southwestern United States, in a place called the Four Corners, something terrible happens. Young, healthy people start getting very sick. They have fever. They have a bad cough. They cannot breathe properly. Their lungs are filling with fluid. And many of them die. This is different from the Korean disease. This is not about kidneys. This is about lungs. This is a new kind of sickness. The death rate is very high. About 50% of people who get it die. American doctors are shocked. We don't know this disease, they say. We have never seen this before. But one smart doctor thinks of something. He remembers a story he heard about a virus in Korea. He thinks, maybe it is the same virus family. Scientists test the blood. They study the mice in the desert. And guess what? They find it. A new type of hantavirus. It is different from the Korean one, but it is in the same virus family. They call this new virus sin nombre, which means no name in Spanish. They discover it comes from small desert mice. Now scientists from Korea and America start working together. They share information. They work as a team. They understand hantavirus is not just in Korea. It is in America too. It is probably in many countries. This is a big discovery. This changes everything. Part 4. What we learn from this story. Now, friends, I want to pause and talk about what this story teaches us. This is not just a history lesson. This is a lesson for how to live your life. First lesson, nature is powerful. For thousands of years, mice carried this virus. Mice didn't get sick. The virus was part of their life. But when humans came too close, when we caught mice, when we lived near mice, when we breathed the air where mice lived, we got hurt. This teaches us, we must respect nature. We must not invade nature's space. Nature will fight back. Second lesson, small things matter. The hantavirus is so small that you cannot see it with your eyes. You cannot hear it. You cannot smell it. But it is powerful enough to kill people. This teaches us something important. Never ignore small things. A small problem can become big. A small virus can become a pandemic. A small bad habit can become big disease. Third lesson, never give up. Dr. Lee didn't know if he would find the answer. He could have said, this is impossible. I will stop. But he didn't. He worked hard. He failed many times. But he kept going, and finally, he found the answer. This teaches us, when you face a difficult problem, don't give up. Keep working. Keep trying. Fourth lesson, work together. Scientists from Korea worked with scientists from America. They didn't say, we found it first, so we keep the answer. No. They shared everything. They worked together. And together, they understood the virus better than alone. This teaches us, teamwork is more powerful than working alone. Fifth lesson, knowledge is protection. Before people knew about the virus, they were scared. They didn't know why they were getting sick, but after they knew what caused it, they could protect themselves. They knew, don't touch mice. Wash your hands. Keep your house clean. Knowledge made them safe. Part 5, Your Life Today and the Ending. Now, you might think, this is an interesting story, but I live far away. How does this affect my life today? Friends, this is very important. Even today, in 2026, people are getting hantavirus. The virus is still alive. It is still dangerous. Scientists still study it. Doctors still treat people with it. But more importantly, this story teaches you about right now. In your life today, you face invisible dangers. You cannot see viruses. You cannot see bad bacteria. You cannot see danger in a handshake. You cannot see disease in the air, but they are there. So what do? You do what Dr. Lee did. You stay aware. You wash your hands. You keep clean. You respect nature. You listen to scientists. You don't touch animals you don't know. This story also teaches you about tomorrow. Scientists are discovering new viruses every year. Some come from bats. Some come from birds. Some come from pigs. Every time we go deeper into nature, we risk finding danger. This teaches us, be careful. Be respectful to the earth and animals. Most importantly, this story teaches you that you can be a hero. You don't need to be a scientist. You don't need to be famous. You just need curiosity. You just need to never give up. You just need to work with others. Dear friends, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for listening to this story. Thank you for caring about our world. Thank you for being curious. What did you learn today? You learned that invisible things can be real and powerful. You learned that one brave person can change everything. You learned that teamwork solves big problems. You learned that respect for nature keeps us safe. You learned that knowledge is strength. As you go home today, I want you to remember one thing. You are part of a story. Your story. A story where you can be brave. You can be curious. You can help others. You can make the world safer and better. So be like Dr. Lee. When you see a problem, ask questions. When you face difficulty, don't give up. When you need help, work with others. When you learn something important, share it. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to this story. Thank you for caring. May you stay healthy. May you stay curious. May you stay kind to our world and to each other. Remember, the smallest people can do the biggest things. You can be a hero too.